brassed off, but the band played on.
Who's the attic?
Cheers.
Rodrigo's Concerto, Orange Juice.
Tara Fitzgerald and Ewan McGregor.
Poor lad. Still got your mind on that pit.
Stephen Tompkinson, Jim Carter and Pete Postlethwaite star in the Film on 4 premiere of Brassed Off tonight at 9.
That's in half an hour after Up the Brass with Arthur Smith.
I'll tell you what I know about brass bands. Nothing. Sweet euphonium. But join me now, because I'm off on a strange and brassy adventure. Actually, I do know two things about brass bands. One, they've been around a lot longer than the Spice Girls. Two, you don't see them on top of the pops. Well, not since the floral dance. Brass bands, old men in moustaches polishing their tubas, boring Sunday afternoons in the park when you're a kid. How wrong could I be? My road to Damascus led north to South Sunderland, where I spent a few days with a band from the ex-mining town of Silksworth. One feature of this particular band that has attracted me is the location of their rehearsal room. My arrival was perfectly timed to coincide with a major contest just days away on which the band has staked their future.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's better. That's moving together, isn't it? Da, 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 da. It's not a march, it's a hymn. Da, dee, da, 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 da. So in a cantabile style, singing.
Bob the conductor will have to push the lads, and nowadays lassies, to their limits to get a good result.
Come on, do think.
As the big day approaches, the pressure builds on this small, close-knit community of friends, family, and sometimes lovers. 12 steps beneath the rehearsal room with several pints in hand, I started some gentle probing. How do you find Bob as a band leader then?
Oh, do you want to tell you the truth?
It's canny crack. He's a funk machine, this guy.
A funk machine? What do you think about being called a funk machine then, Bob?
I think they misspelt it.
You have to give as good as you get as a woman here, I suppose, don't
Yes,
you?
you do, eh?
They're quite hard on you.
You have to have more balls than the men have.
How do you find that then, Kim, being an attractive woman amongst a load of ugly men who give you a hard time?
You've just got to put them down all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't get tired of it?
Never.
When did you start doing it then, Kim? That's a good thing, though, isn't it? Don't you think, Bob, to have women in the band, you know?
No, they're fine. You know, they're as good as the blokes. They have a contribution to make. You know why they've got small feet, don't you? So they get close to the sink.
Let's leave the stand-up comedy for the moment. It's the sound of brass band is very different from any other music, isn't it? But you do love brass band music, presumably.
Yes.
It's bad when you pull up at traffic lights.
And
And your car stereo's bouncing out like brass band, and you get all these teenagers standing on. Listen to that shite, you know.
Leading up to the contest, the band will rehearse every evening. By day, they're obliged to work. Bob doesn't just boss the band, he teaches driving instructors. So I suppose he's a driving instructor. So you're now pretending to be a driver of some sort?
To be a learner driver, yeah.
So, Bob, you drive, you do the driving and working all day, and then you pretty well most nights, one way or another, you seem to be involved in banding.
It just takes over your life, banding. You know, it isn't a hobby. It's more than a hobby.
It's an obsession, mate.
Well, yeah, it is. It is. You know, you're sort of on a mission, really.
Has there ever been anyone who has to go to bandaholics to try and wean themselves off of full-time just being obsessed by banding?
No, I don't think so. It is because, you see, the problem is, people like me, we're so sad we don't realise that we're bloody obsessed with it. So you don't think there's a problem until somebody sort of points it out to you.
Do you know, I've got a bit of a history of you know, when I was years ago, I won Young Musician of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a nice little lad. I used to keep him up in the attic playing the euphonium. That was my joke, by the way. Yeah, polite laughter. See, that one nearly brought me breakfast up. If you're not working, then you're practicing. Robbie is the principal cornet player, engaged to another band member, Julie. His job as a decorator for the council is under threat.
Must be a bit worrying, is it?
It is, aye. It's but there is a redundancy package on at the minute at work. And it's probably going to be like last in, first out. But since I've only been there a couple of years, it's I'll be out. I'll probably be made redundant. But never mind, I'll get a job somewhere.
Fortunately for Robbie, he doesn't have to buy his own instrument since the band got a grant from the lottery. It's a good job as the bigger ones cost as much as a small family hatchback. Confronted by these large, shiny things, I was ginger but eager.
Well, I'm about to fiddle with a euphonium, which a euphonium already sounds like something in some kind of carry-on. Oh, euphonium, man. No, I'm phoning them. Or something. I've got a terrible joke. My jokes have been going down very poorly here.
There you go. There's euphonium, a Melton euphonium.
Let me just have a feel of it. Sturdy thing. What's your instrument?
A soprano cornet. Basically, if you make a wrong sound...
No, you look pathetic compared to me. You're a little one.
If you make a wrong sound with this, then everybody hears it. But if you make a wrong sound with one of those, or press a wrong valve or something, you can be disguised.
Can you give me an example of a good sound and then a bad sound on that?
I'll do a simple scale.
All right. That's nice.
Okay.
And now hit a really bum note. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it's easy to put the bum ones on this one.
Yeah, hit a nasty one in the middle there.
Put this one.
OK, Tim, I want you to help me get a noise out of it.
This is what you'll need to start yourself off. But basically,
I want to practice with that first.
Basically, you've got to produce this type of sound. That type of thing. Yeah, now if you... That's it.
My secret ambition was to master the Match of the Day tune. Can you spot it?
Well, that's lower. Oh, that's not too bad, is it? I've got a noise out of it anyway.
Very good. You mastered it, actually.
Well, I think mastered it is something of a...
They may be at home hoovering. They may be out delivering babies. They may be driving forklift trucks. But whatever they're doing, their minds are on the big day. Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse.
Don't you ever sometimes long to, you know, just to have a couple of nights off and sit and watch the telly or just go down the pub? Or...
Yeah. Sometimes. I don't have a social, I don't have a sex life at the moment. No time. Terrible, really.
Because you were married.
I was, yeah.
And what happened there then?
We got divorced.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
And was your banding anything to do with it?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to ask her that, really. I don't know, but perhaps it was an issue.
So is it possible to, if you're in the band, to go out with someone else who isn't anything to do with the band?
It is, but I would say it's hard, especially if the partner has nothing to do with it, doesn't like to come and listen to us, and I would say generally it splits people up, because if you're not part of the band, you don't know what goes on.
Eat, sleep and drink band.
And you all get very close, because you play together and you work together, and of course you end up sleeping together in your case.
It's all the band, it's just our best mates. You get to know, because everybody's playing with that much feeling most of the time, you get to know the ins and outs of everybody, the weak points, the people cry, people get upset, you get everything. It's just one big family.
That's better. Can you feel it's better? It runs a little better. So it has to be jolly. It has to say, I'm having a good time. Not goodness, the world's falling out my bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th bar.
He's good though, is he, Bob?
Oh,
I mean,
He's excellent. He can get in the music. Some conductors will just say, there's the notes, we'll play the notes, that's it, play the role. Bob actually gets music out of the music. So I can tell you tomorrow, when we go into the contest, there'll be bands who'll play a note perfect, or near note perfect it's going to be, but they'll get placed down in their order because they just haven't made music of it.
Yeah, what, less feeling, you mean?
Exactly, you hit the nail on the head.
Right. Now, this is supposed to paint a picture. And there's no style in the thing. It should be more musical. All music has shape, and this doesn't. It says to me, Christ, I'm crapping myself because it's the contest tomorrow. So can we stop doing that? Can we just put our gut behind it and just play it?
Are you nervous about tomorrow?
Not nervous, no. I don't get nervous when I conduct. You get very tense, because, you know, it's all or nothing.
What do you mean it's all or nothing?
Well, first or second, or nothing at all.
You've got to be first or second.
If you're not in the first two, then you may as well be last, because you're not going to the finals. And that's the big thing. And I mean,
So what happens if you come third?
Oh, that's about as bad as it could be, really. You know, nearly there, but not quite. I'd be devastated to be third. I'll be parting company with the band if we are. And I've said to them, I've given it my best shot for this one. If this doesn't work, then it's time for somebody else to have a go.
That's hurting me ears. That's raucous and wild. The problem that I have at the minute is that we're not getting it consistently. So that's down to you guys. You know, we're not just some bum outfit from Sunderland.
Oh, Bob seemed a bit wound up to me.
He was a bit.
Tonight it really frightened people more than making them work hard.
Do you think he was a bit over the top then?
Bit harsh, aye.
Crap playing, and I won't tolerate it. I will not fight you. Play the bell, please. 1, 2. One.
Robbie's more worried than most about the contest. He has a tricky solo.
We've got a pencil. Shall I write it down?
Will that be the most nerve-wracking moment for you?
Aye, the whole piece, aye. And it's like...
There's one particular note you want to hit.
It's an octave above this one. One note, I can't say it. I am a bit nervous about that 2 bars tomorrow.
That one note. It's all down to that one note, could be.
To think I've been practicing for 2-3 months and it might just come down to one note.
What would you do if you come first or second tomorrow?
Ecstatic.
I think I'd develop wings and I'd fly.
Yeah,
I'll be... You'll have to peel me off the ceiling if we get placed first or second. Second will do.
It'll be the first major competition that we've come in any position.
Not winning is not an option. The way you're playing at the minute, you know, you ain't going to make it.
If you came last, would you actually take your own life?
No, I may take somebody else's.
Well, provided it's not mine.
The big day is just hours away. It's contest day, and it feels like the World Cup. Last-minute rituals.
So how are you, Julie?
I'm feeling fine at the minute. Before I go on stage and as I sit down, I'll get nervous. A couple of little solos to play today. You know, these have all been run to the loo this morning already, with their nerves.
So who's the worst for nerves then?
Me.
Robert.
Oh, Julie. I get terrible diarrhea. It's terrible. I woke up about 6 o'clock and I run down the stairs, run to there, and I just managed to sit down. I'm not cleaning the toilet though.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go into it any more than that, to be honest. I think we've covered that area, Robbie, as indeed did you, obviously.
The top prize of £200 is not enough to cover the band's expenses. That's really not the point. It's like football. There are different divisions, and Bob and the band are desperate for promotion. To find out how the winning bands are chosen, I met the Mr. Big of the contesting world, Alan Hope, who took me to the Championship Nerve Centre.
So this is the crucial judges' box.
It is.
The inner sanctum.
It is.
He sits in here.
He sits in here.
Well, he hasn't even got a chair yet. Well, I suppose
Or
he
a
will.
table.
So he sits in here with a
Indeed.
chair and a table.
Yeah, and a light.
And so he can't see...
So they can't see through the box and see which band's actually playing at the time.
What's this bucket?
Well, that's in case the call of nature is too great, from when he goes into the box to when he comes out.
Yeah, but how could he do... He couldn't do that during one of the performances. And during... They'd hear him, wouldn't they?
Well, we'll have sand in the bucket, so that takes that out. It takes care of that.
Oh, I see. So he sits in this little kind of coffin.
Yes.
At a table.
Yes.
Listens to the same piece.
Yes.
Today, 11 times.
That's right. Yes.
And what sort of marks would he make? Or?
He will make remarks on the music as he hears it, the good points, the bad points, and at the end of it, he'll give an assessment, a mathematical assessment out of 200 points.
How long do they spend in here then?
Three and a half hours. Other occasions there may well be 20 bands in, and you might be in for 8 or 9 hours.
Like, do people come in to and see him, bring him a sandwich or something?
Yes, they'll pass light refreshments in to them.
But they wouldn't actually come in?
They wouldn't come in, no. No.
But so there's nothing really to stop him having a kip or reading the paper, really?
There isn't, but I do think he'd be found out at the end. It wouldn't do his reputation any good, let's put it like that.
60 bands from all over the northeast arrive to do battle. Behind the jovial banter lurks fierce rivalry. By this stage, somehow, even I was feeling nervous. I wonder how Rob is doing.
Need the toilet, like. Again? Desperate for the toilet. Where's the toilets?
Here comes the judge. This man's decision might yet reduce even the hardest band member to tears. Once comfortably seated within range of the bucket, the judge signals for battle to commence. Backstage, Bob is hoping the band don't have a repeat of last year's contest, when they did so badly they were relegated. Several bands have blown their all, and now it's time for number 8.
Right. Shh. Come on. Can we be quiet? Let's concentrate. It's time to go and time to do the business. In order for you to do that, you're going to have to go on there and absolutely concentrate 100%. Nothing else will do. Challenge for the band, challenge for each and every one of you personally. Make sure you rise to it. No heroics, nothing overdone, steady performance, and it's there to be taken. Let's just concentrate and do what we do, because it's good enough. Let's make sure we do. Let's go stick it up. Come on.
It's a long wooden walk to the stage, and it's a long piece they have to play. 13 minutes of music contains a lot of potential bum notes. So far, so good. But here comes Robbie's big note. Sounds great to me, but what do I know? By now, I'd got into the swing of things and didn't need to hear any more. Well, to be honest, I didn't want to. What I did want to do was go away and worry. I'll leave the other bands to it. Do you know the first banding contests in the 1880s always ended up in drunken brawls? Now, Bob and the band's future hangs in the balance.
Band placed third in order of merit, winners of a cheque for £75. With 180 points was the band drawn number 7, Gillingham Silver.
Not third, then.
The band placed second in order of merit, winners of a cheque for £100 and an invitation to appear in the national finals at Harrogate. With 181 points was the band drawn number 8. The vote.
So, Bob and the band are off to the national finals, and to top that, they've been promoted up a section. Well, I'm blowed.
Okay, ready. Read it, your way. 1, 2, 3.
And the band plays on in a Film on 4 premiere next, starring Pete Postlethwaite, Ewan McGregor and Tara Fitzgerald, who breathes new life into a struggling colliery band. 4's Brassed Off next.
Listen, I've got to go, but, you know, I'm going to miss you. You can come back to London and stay at my house, and I just rub Brasso on you every day.